Hey there, folks. I'm Joe Crawford of artloan.com. Pretty much every day I go to CSSBattle.dev, look at the daily target, and record myself doing it. So let's do that now. Ooh, oh, that is absolutely an intriguing shape. That is an intriguing shape. How do we make that shape? I'm going to start with a paragraph element, and I'm going to put this dark red color on it. And the yellow on the body, and I'm going to push this down. I'm going to leave the margins on the body, even though that might be a bad idea. Let's find out. Let's push down margins 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. And then the height is maybe 2. And I'm going to do a clip path. Actually, no, I'm going to do border radius 50%. More margins on the sides 7, 8, 9, 10, 100. And make this taller. 4, 4. Ah, that's not too bad. How about 110? That seems pretty good. So now I think that the way I want to do that is then as a border 30 pixels solid, and then the red color. Now I'm going to have to adjust the height after I do that. Okay, so I need a thicker border, 40, 50. That could be right. So I need to adjust the height, and probably that means I need to subtract 100 from it. So we'll go 140, and that's close. But it's not perfect, is it? No, it's not. That makes me really not like that technique at all. That makes me really mistrust that technique. So what do I need to do to make this work? So I think I'm going to undo this border, and I'm going to do the solid color. So I think this is 3 paragraph elements. Now that I've seen this, I'm trying to keep it simple. And what I've found with these kind of curves is that they are just super duper tricky. So let's set the color, and now this is a linear gradient, which starts red, goes transparent, is at the top. It's 1% wide, and it will repeat, and then has a height of like 100 pixels or something. So then there we got a repeating gradient now. So it needs to be taller, 110, 20, 30, 40, 30, 35, 5, 140, 145. There it is. Okay, so now I need color stops. What is that? So it's 145 pixels is the repeat of that gradient. So red to transparent. So let's make it what, 60 pixels? 0? No, how about 80, 90, 95? Okay, well, that's part 1. So I've made that. The next thing I want to do is include a new element. The second element I'm going to call B, and then I'm going to modify it. B. The background of that one is a simple yellow. And then, so here's where my margins are a bummer. Well, actually, no. I do margin 0, minus 100, 100, like that. Minus 200, 300. Oh, I'm not seeing anything. Oh, I need a height. Oh, I already got a height. So now I need to, like, okay. Let's do a garish color. Oh boy. So I don't see anything right now. Why? I don't think I'm going to get around the fact that That's not working very well. I need to set these margins differently. Right now, okay, so margins of one. Okay, so now, there we go. 2, 3, 1, 3, so 2. So I'm adjusting these margins in such a way that I can see this second element. So PB, okay. I am going to put an outline around this so that I can kind of tell what I'm doing. Outline, 1 pixel, solid. So there's my outline, just for sanity's sake. So I need a different height. It's different. It's different height of 100. And then we're going to adjust this 1, 2. So that height needs to be a little more. 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I'm going to remove that outline now that I'm kind of in the right spot. And now I need margin. So I'm going to do margin inline. Oh, that's not working. Let's keep it simple. Margin. So what we got going on there? Those are our margins now. How about 6? There we go. Okay. So this, we're going to make that less negative. There we go. And then make this. So I'm adjusting these margins in a bunch of different ways to try and make this match. Oh, trouble. See how that is not matching what I want it to do? That is a problem. That is a big, big, big problem. Big problem. Okay, so I'm a little more margin. 140, I think, is the height. So what if it's not border radius? What if it's instead clip path ellipse? Is that any better? And in fact, let's just do that instead on the parent element as well. Yeah, that's just not doing it. That's not doing it at all. That doesn't make me very happy. So now I'm less excited about that technique. I'm going to get rid of those things. And now I'm going to do, instead of this linear, instead of a second element to do the yellow, I'm going to do a radial gradient. Ellipse. Forty pixels, 20 pixels. No, it's more like 50 pixels, 80 pixels. Then this yellow color, and say 40 pixels, and then transparent. And we will need a 0 there, and we'll need a comma. So that gets me an ellipse in the middle. So that's not too bad. Let's make it taller. How about 90? 80, 81, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 4, 5, 4. So that's kind of interesting. At 84, I don't have any problems on this edge. And then I do have a problem. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to now do the top square part. So I'm going to do conic gradient, or the topmost rectangle, conic gradient. This is a tricky one, but we are not scared. Why would we be scared? Transparent 75%, and then the red color 0, and then we need an at value that makes sense. At, what is it, 80 pixels by 40 pixels or something. Then we move it. We say it's over 40 pixels and down 70 pixels. There we go. Let's move it down more, 80, 90, 100, and then over a bit, 50. And I got those numbers right. Okay, so let's see what our result is. It's one of those times we're using Safari. Are we getting an accurate thing? I think we're at like 97%. So we're at 99.9% is what that says, which means we're closer than we think we are. The next gradient I'm going to do is going to be taller, which may sound strange, but is sort of how I think about these things. So this one is going to be, I'm actually going to do what, pink, so I can see it. And I'm going to make it narrower. So that's this 4. And then all right. Let's see how far we are there. So I'm really just toying with numbers. I'm experimenting with numbers. Not much to say. I'm experimenting with numbers to try and match. There we go. 36, 37, 38, 39, 38, 38. Let's submit that. If we're at 100%, I think we're going to be done. But this one is the kind of puzzle that I will revisit with different approaches if I can't get to a 100% match. And I might not be able to. So you see I've got numbers here that are very strange. I've got an ellipse that's 40 pixels wide and 73.5 pixels tall. And then I have a color stop at 38 pixels. I've now matched it at 100%. This is not good. This is not good code to me. Like, I'm not totally happy with this. I think there are more efficient ways to do it. But what we saw when we used a pure border was that we weren't matching these curves correctly, which means multi-step is a conservative way to go, which is what I did. And I was able to accomplish this in what, 14 minutes. So I'm going to minify and unit replace and then be done. I think this is worth exploring for better ways to do this. I think there's a lot of very interesting possibilities using borders. If anything, an element with a borders on the side and top might work to match that thing. So and this is a totally acceptable score. So let's do blank. So I can't resist. I'm going to make an element, set margins, say border solid red, and I'm going to border width 50 pixels, 50 pixels, 0. And then I'm going to do a border radius 50%. What does that look like? Oh, that does that. And that's no good at all. That is funny. So what happens if we do the second number 0? And that is funny too. Yeah, that is not that is not getting it done at all. That is funny though, right? Like, isn't that interesting? I think that's really interesting. It doesn't solve our problem at all. So much for that idea. Now, is there a way to do that? I know that border radius can take 2 parameters. So if I do 50% slash 40 pixels, that's kind of an interesting wrinkle, but we don't get anything on the inside there, right? We have a flat top for that border size. And then what happens if we do 50 pixels there? So we get that weird, it's almost a face look and feel. Um, Not a good solution. Let's go. So that's not a good idea. What are the other ideas that we could do? I mean, it's such a regular form that it feels like a clip path shape is not a great use for that. It seems like you should be able to use ellipses to make those shapes, but I was not able to do it. Using a paragraph for the red or the red top and bottom, and then a paragraph for a punch out yellow in the middle. And I couldn't make it fit. But probably there would be math that would make it fit. So let's load up the working solution and say goodbye. Yeah, so that's a single paragraph element, so margins, height, a clip path ellipse, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 very specialized gradients to create that shape. No borders, no masks, uh, and that gets it done. Hope you're doing well out there. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other. Go make a web page. I might, if I come up with another solution to this one, I may do a video. No promises, but this is the kind of one I'll be thinking about. There may be other solutions that I'll be thinking about and do. So yeah, there you go. All right. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.